any of these like Crash Shrews or Warlord's Furies. Something that's kind of interesting to me out of this build is like he trimmed on so many cards. Like he's not running the 4 Radical Ideas, which I've found personally vital. He's not running 4 Tormented Voices. He like is playing Drake and Electromancer instead, but it's like basically these 1 drops that are different from the other builds we're playing. And the main reason that I don't like 21 lands, however, is because I think you sideboard into a Niv Mizzet deck a fair amount of the time, and missing a land drop when you're playing the Niv Mizzet deck because you often want like 7 lands to protect it with a Spell Pierce or a Dive Down. I'd like to see 2 Dive Downs as well, but and just feel like I want to sideboard out these bad 1 drops in or these 1 mana spells in most of those games. And if I'm sideboarding out these 1 mana spells, we just don't hit those lands. He might have tried to solve that problem a little bit with the Fire Blood. We'll have to figure it out. Also, like the full 4 Lava Coils in the sideboard. Not sure why we trimmed one of them for like a Melody. I mean, like Melody's a fine card. It just seems worse than Lava Coil. Only having access to 2 Beacon Boats worries me too, because Angels had been being kind of popular, but like if Angels isn't popular, I don't want the 3rd Beacon Boat. And we want an Astro. And we get a keepable hand, and we're going to be very sad that we don't have a lot of draw 2s with this hand, I feel. Like, it's going to be hard for us to get the spells to buy Arclight back. Just going to go ahead and slam it. We don't have any spells to go with it anyway. I'm kind of hoping that we can attack in, like, Charter Course or something. I don't care too much if he takes a turn off to kill this either. Whoops, I tapped 1 too many mana because I'm not very bright. I always forget about Electromancer on turns that don't look like we're going to do anything impressive. I usually remember it on turns that were going off, but I always forget it on turns like that. Luckily, we didn't have the mana and it didn't matter, but had we, like, probably should have played a mountain instead of an island the turn we played the island, and then if we'd hit a mountain, the maximized velocity would have been on, but it's probably just poor play by me in general. Those stuffs never came up, so like it's not going to affect anything, but it could have. Very well could have. I think with this build of the deck, the red mana is more important than the blue. Well, that's unfortunate. This might be a waste. I'm not sure. This just might be a waste. Like, saving that for this Drake might have just been more important, but we definitely put him on the back foot this way. Problem is, I don't know if the back foot's ever actually good enough. So I got an arc light back, that's actually pretty good for us. They have so many more cards than us. Guess we're going to want to hit a shock off this. Because theirs is likely to come back a few times, while ours is not likely to come back this game. I don't actually know why I'm using this card. It doesn't really feel like it does anything here. There's a good chance I shouldn't have played that too. Positive note, our Drake will probably come back now. We cross our fingers and scream no lava coil at the top of our lungs. So we'll start with this. That card is actually better than what we have. Hey, who cares? What's up? They drew more cantrips and stuff than we did, basically. But trample, you say? Guess we'll put that on top of our library then. Let's start with this. And we're going to dump another Drake. Because of the trample, that should be enough. We also have double Drakes now. I don't think there's an instant way for them to not die here, but I could be wrong. Like, even if they have shock and they have dive down, we're still hitting for 7. Okay, well. So, I want to try to go a little bit bigger in this type of match. I'm not sold this is how I sideboard here, but I definitely want to give it a try. I think I actually want these cards as well. Kind of want this card, but like maybe this card's just wrong. Cards that I don't want, I definitely don't want these shocks because I have no idea whether he's on Electromancer or not, and I don't want to do that type of gambling. Like, I only want them if he has Electromancers. And maybe I just don't want this. Seems like it's too much. Also going to get rid of the Crash Shrews. I'm going to keep the first strikey ones because I think they're better if our Niv Mizzet. I don't know what else to sideboard out. I'm tempted just to take out the Goblin Electromancers. Tempted to take out some of the Drakes. Maybe it's just not Sarkin. Sarkin's way too hard to protect. Maybe we'll try it on the play, but like on the draw, I think it's too much. I'll try this. This could be wrong. Wonder if he wrote an article on Channel Fireball that I can go look at. I think Pascal still writes for Channel Fireball, doesn't he? It's a pretty easy keep. I'm not sure if he does or not, but I'm not seeing it if he does. I think it's a concession that he's only playing 20 lands and he's going to want to sideboard some things out. That could just be a waste too. I don't want to discard any of my cards. This is a problem. What do you do when you don't want to discard any of them? I basically counterspelled that hoping he would miss a land, but... Oh boy, did he miss lands. He missed lands 2 turns in a row, too. Now we get to start putting the pressure on. As long as we hit 6 lands for this, I don't think he'll be able to keep up at this point, because he kind of has to deal with the Drakes as they come. Or he will just lose to them. I guess he could beacon this. He'd have double shock this turn. That'd be a great turn for him. This isn't great if you just like triple ops or like double ops and a shock. He just gets Arclight back. All it can do is block. Just don't think he gets to keep up with what we do now. Hmm. And the dive down to save our Niv Mizzet next turn is really just a nail in the coffin. He does not have enough mana to fight that fight. There's a good chance that he just couldn't beat our 2 Drakling Drakes, but he certainly can beat Niv Mizzet plus dive down. I'm gonna offer him to trade. No, there's no reason to. We're gonna cast enough spells next turn that I'm gonna be able to get this off the table either way, I believe. He like kind of has to have a beacon boat and a gate, or a beacon boat and a spell pierce at this point. even then they would just be at 1, and we would draw 3 extra cards and have a beacon boat to clear the table, or clear it away. So they would need more than that. They would need like beacon boat, land. Oh, well, they're just dead. Sure. They would have needed like beacon boat, land, spell pierce, and lava coil. And they had none of the things. And even if they had all that, now that's not enough. Because we have Drake into maximize velocity. But the Sarkhan's a sideboard card. Again, I think it's because we're playing 20 lands and probably we're going to want to sideboard out Warlord's Furies and Crash Shrews versus a lot of decks. This hand's reasonable, but it's not great. It'll really depend on what our opponent's playing. And Boros Angels will probably clobber this hand. So it's going to hope this is Jeskai, but I don't think Jeskai should play a Guildgate, so I doubt it'll be Jeskai. Go ahead and deal 4 damage to them. Our Shocks really don't get better in this match, and we're trying to force them to race. So if we're trying to force them to race, dealing 4 damage to them is pretty important. And you could think where red deck wins with this lead, and you probably wouldn't save that versus red deck wins because of the you know, that you might just deal 3 damage with it and then get like smashed by a Chain Whirler or something. We have an outstanding draw. I think we need to kill this to race. But I'm legit just going to do this to start. Took a big lead there. It'll depend on what the remaining cards are, how good of a chance we have. And that's going to be a rough one to beat. We now need another shock. Why are you so good to me, Moto? This isn't enough to win, by the way. I think I still lose. But this match is horrendous, so... Also potentially messed up there. I wanted to deal to 3 damage, but... dealing to 3 damage might have put us in a spot where we, like, literally can't win. And we literally can't win. This is basically our worst match. Like, they didn't even have to try, and you saw how easy they beat us. I have to go a little bit bigger. Disdainful Strokes pretty much have to be good here. I don't have a lot of spells. We're on to play. Maybe we can get this going. Don't really want these shocks. Hmm. I don't really know how to sideboard. We might actually need these. Might be way over sideboarding here. I think these are less good. Could just be way over sideboarding. Whatever, I'll get rid of these two. Just not sure. It's a hand. We have magic cards in it. We still just die to Adonto. This deck does not really beat Adonto very well. White Weenie might actually be our worst match. I said this was our worst match, but White Weenie has the same good cards versus us. So we definitely have to put one of those in our graveyard. And we have an Entrancing Melodies this game, at least. So we don't take way too much from that. We just take too much from it. Problem is, when we Melodies that, they get to resolve whatever 4-drop they have. Oh, they have 2? Come on. It's the only card in your deck I worry about. And you have 2? But you don't have the land. Might be able to tax that then. They have to pay first, or I'm willing to let them trade. They could have a shock. Very interesting. I can't really attack. But I can tax them for life. I'm not going to attack again. They could have Silhouette and stuff, and We're technically ahead on life right now with a disdainful stroke for the next big threat. Yeah, I guess most department stores don't start till about then. I don't think he can protect this turn. Like, profitably. Obviously, he can just take 4 damage. Could have played Niv Mizzet there, but I really want to save Niv Mizzet for a slightly better turn. We get super punished if they just untap and have Lyra. I was trying to play around like a binding or something though, because they hadn't spent one yet. They did not have Delyra, so that's good for us. Pretty sure I easy block here and just make them spend 4 more life if they want to keep their guy. If they don't want to keep their guy, I'm probably a favorite with the Niv Mizzet. Because it's a very slow deck that only plays 1 spell a turn when we often play 2 and 3. And we have to discard cards to buy back things like Beacon Bolt, like we did last turn. He also got mana screwed and didn't have a 3rd land on turn 3. I'm certainly not blocking. They have a 2nd binding, that'll be pretty punishing. If they don't have a 2nd binding, I'm not sure what they can do. Huh. Apparently they could have did a lot. We weren't drawing anything. Alright. So the Entrancing Melody won that game for us, so that was really sweet. I wonder if Entrancing Melody is going to pick up in popularity. Or one of. Is there anything we want to change? I almost want this Fire Mines research. I'm just afraid it might be slightly too slow. And we sideboarded out so many of our 1-drops, the reason I didn't put it in. I think I'm just going to run it back and hope that they don't have a Danto. We can beat Noah Danto, I think. Danto's very hard to beat, though. We have our Nombo in play. But it's also very hard for us to beat a history, which is why we bring this card in. Hey, Noah Danto. So your Sanders a chance. So your Sanders a chance. Not sure whether I kill this or whether I save it for a Killing Phoenix. I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this. That might have been too aggressive. feel like they're going to take the turn off to get rid of our Electromancer, though, and that we don't have to worry about Phoenix on this exact turn. And we've got to start getting more spells and finding our beacon bolts before Lyra comes down. So, like, saving a thing to, like, try to save a later turn play is just probably not good enough. Guess we're going to put that into the grave and that into our hand. But we need this land, so we're going to put that into the grave and this in their hand. Based on whatever play they make this turn will make my decision on whether I opt on my turn or whether I wait. And now I'm just going to go ahead and opt. We don't have a thing anyway. 100% keeping that. It's not a land, but it does protect us from his first next big threat. Would have loved to play Chart there, but I can't risk not hitting a land. I would rather just get the Enigma Drake down, which is protected from everything other than Lava Coil, while having a Disdainful Stroke for any spell, for any spell that's not Lava Coil. So we have 11 here, and then we have 12, 13 with these. So was that 9, 10, 11? Oh, I guess we didn't have enough. I'm bad at math. So now we have 12. Yeah, I'm just bad at math, ain't I? No, sir. We will not discard. Did I really mess that math up that bad? How did I do that math that bad? This was on 7, right? So 7, 9. I think in my mind I thought 7 plus 2 was 11 when it was really 9. Like I added the 2 twice, I think. Yeah, well, we beat a tough match. Opponent seemed to keep some... He kept a pretty greedy hand game too. 2 lands but 2 Adantos. I would have also kept that. It just turns out that he missed a 3rd land drop and we were able to answer one of the Adantos. And then game 3 it looked like he just kept not very many spells. And we drew very well. I was pretty fortunate to get past that match though. The Sulfur Falls is a little annoying, but I think the hand's strong enough to keep either way. Well, that was useful. Just go ahead and put that in the graveyard. Probably going to use it next turn to get an Arclight in the graveyard. I probably should have kept it to get an Arclight in the graveyard rather, instead of putting it on bottom. I just can't talk today. Don't know why. Just cannot talk today. You want to waste a Syncopate on this? I'm fine with that if you do. It's one less Syncopate for the Arclight, and there's a good chance that I'm just casting Arclight into Arclight over the next couple of turns. I don't think I have to try to do anything flashy. Like, I'm literally pretty happy just casting Arclights. Teferi could be hard to beat. I'm gonna cast this one this turn. We know all he has is answers. I'm just gonna cast this. Will it suck if they have a second Silhouette? Don't have any Expanse, also sucks. Chance I could have opted there first. Do we have to worry about Settled Wreckage? So I think I'm only going to attack with one. I actually just want spells at this point. Felt like they F6 that turn. I don't think they did F6 that turn. Maybe they didn't. Wait. I cast 3 spells, didn't I? No, I didn't cast 3 spells. I'm an idiot. Oh my god, that was such a punt. They would have been at 12. That was horrific. That was horrific. Yep, one was Drake. That was horrific. Cast 3 that turn, right? Radical idea. No, we just cast 2 that turn as well, right? I think we just cast 2 that turn as well. Just gonna attack with 2 for lethal. They're bound to have a settled wreckage or something at this point in the game. Or like an expanse to kill this, but if they have a settled wreckage and I attack with all 3, the game's over. Game's probably over anyway at this point. Because I punted last turn, I think. If I'd punted last turn and they were at 7, I could have attacked with everything this turn. And they would have been at 4. So they would have had to have another spell. Basically, I'm really bad. And deserve to lose because I'm so bad. May not have won anyway. Kinda want to concede. Like, I don't think this game's winnable anymore. Now I know it's not winnable. We do have a beacon boat in our graveyard, but it's not like this beacon boat's going to resolve. Conceding either way. I'm just seeing if they'll show us more cards. I really think Opt is very bad in their decks. At least I don't think my play mistake costs us the game in any manner. Think we were going to lose that game either way. I think Beacon Boat's better than Lava Coil, and I don't think I want them all. I definitely don't want a single shock. I don't think I want the Lava Coils. Do want all of that. Glad we didn't concede when we punted, because we wouldn't have saw that he had Crackling Drake, Swift, and Niv Mizzets. Guess I'm not going to play around Spell Pierce. I'd rather on Spell Pierce than Opt than whichever one I play on turn 2. Actually, just want lands. Casting this one first, or playing my land first just in case he has the... I'm just going to keep this. Being able to protect the Niv Mizzet's probably one of the ways we win this game. I'll put that on the bottom. We already have a land, and we're going to Chemister's Insight on his turn anyway. I want to pass. Just cast my card, draw spells. Wah wah. Well, we drew a lot of cards, we just never got to where we needed. Won't protect this, basically playing it because we have to discard. If it resolves, I would try to protect it with a dive down, but probably not. But I would not use a Disdainful Stroke even if he has a Syncopate. Oh, we're not getting where we want. Oh, that's another playable spell, though. I probably would protect this with a dive down. Or a Disdainful Stroke. I think I will protect this one. This thing's threatening enough that we might be able to win the game with it. And it gives us a card. The card's primarily what I want here. I don't think I can keep passing, because if they ever just get the Niv Mizzet, we lose. I do struggle that if they have Negate here, we get SOL'd. Or a third Syncopate would be pretty good too. Interesting. You just go for the win. I don't think I'm willing to go for the win. Yeah, that's why I'm casting this. I'm going to attack both of them into the Teferi and just deal no damage this turn and be pretty sad about it, but I think it's the correct play. Because if they did have Silhouette and we didn't kill them, that would be too brutal. If I'd attacked his face, we could have Radical Idea looking for a Spell Pierce, but... Hey, it looks like we would have won, but you can't know that. There's only one Spell Pierce in the deck. There's only one in the entire deck, and I feel like this game's going to go real long, so I would rather have just looked for the removal spells is what I was thinking. Could have made that play, but like I didn't think it was likely to hit, and I thought that we needed the cards because I thought this game was going to go real long. I still think this game is going to go real long. Does that change things? Technically play that and that. Or we can just save this for a later turn. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to do this. We can't protect it, though. Oh, I can't do this because of Expanse. That was pretty horrendous of me, too. I'm playing very bad right now. Yeah, I think we win if the game goes long, actually. I mean, it's one card in 33, whereas I feel like just drawing 2 cards is really important. But you could be right. I mean, obviously we'd have hit it, so I guess I'm just wrong, but... So we can just play this and then finish this off. I'm not really into that. Feel like we can just do better. I'm not sure whether I want to play this or this here. Kind of just want to play this. We can't kill them, so I'd rather just set up for following turns. I have a Radical Idea already in our graveyard, so not super concerned about putting Darklight in the graveyard yet, and we might want Darklight just to attack for 3. Pretty all in on trying to make this Niv Mizzet win, though. It's kind of been my plan the whole game, so still sticking with it. Hey, Lee, what's up? Would it? Did I cast 2 spells that turn? Oh, you're right, I did cast 2 spells that turn. I'm an idiot. Go away, Lars. We don't need you explaining how dumb I am. I'm kidding, by the way. I don't actually mean go away. So, that's one time where I didn't think I got it, and another time where I thought I would have got it. So basically, I'm just an idiot. So I've screwed up both ways with the Drake this game, or this match. Because there's one where I thought I cast 3 spells, and I hadn't, and then there's one where I could have cast 3 spells when I thought I couldn't. So I'm just an idiot. And this is how you 0-2 to Ilmo CS. You just be as dumb as me. I don't really think I want anything. I wonder if I'm ever supposed to bring Enticing Melody in. Like, it's kind of cool to kill Niv Mizzet, but I have to have 8 mana and them not have a counterspell, and then they can still to fairy their Niv Mizzet back. That feels like that's just never, ever, ever happening. I don't think I'm going to change anything. Kinda want to maximize velocity back, but I don't think it's enough. We kept one in. This sounds pretty decent. Just realized our opponent's name is Mr. Crocodile, and I really like that name. Depending on what they do land-wise, will probably decide whether I Tormenting Voice or whether I cast this thing. Because I actually want card selection at the moment. Don't want to just discard a card and get it counterspelled. I'll play around the second. They hit their land. Guess I'm going to pass here and Chemister's Insight. Be a little discouraged if they expanse it, since they're missing land drops. They did not expanse it. They hit F6 too. I don't know if I should play this. Kinda want to play that. Am I playing this game too slow? I mean, they missed the 2 land drops. I didn't expect them to draw 4 in a row, so now if they just have Niv Mizzet, we basically lose. We can kill the first Niv Mizzet, but I don't really want to let them draw cards. Well, if I don't want to let them draw cards, I guess I'm supposed to do this. Doubt they can deal with it and Sarkin. So, like, even if they have Teferi, I'll probably get one of these 2 at the end. Okay. Well, that could have been worse, right? I think there should be Blink in this deck. I really want to keep this card. Problem is, I also really want to... I really want to cast it this turn, but... that was actually a really good draw. Red Rober, no Teferi. Don't care a lot about that. Yes please. Your card resolves. Well, not very bright, am I? Thought I had a maximized velocity still. I always forget that, always forget that Ops puts on the bottom because it's the only card in the deck that doesn't put in the graveyard. They also have one turn now to find an answer. Niv Mizzet's not good enough. Teferi's not really good enough. I mean, like, Teferi's obviously good, but it's not good enough. Recast our Enigma Drake. Don't actually think I'm going to cast Electromancer. Actually, I am. Clarion doesn't really do much, so... have a Disdainful Stroke now to try to protect the Drake. Okay. Well, that doesn't do anything because of the Beacon Bolt in our graveyard. We did it! We're 3-0 even though we play really, really bad. We have acquired a pity chest with very suboptimal play. That's the best, friends. That is the best. Playing correctly? Who cares? The deck's actually been pretty good. I've been surprised how good I've liked Sarkhan out of the sideboard, but then again, I've liked. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised since I actually liked this deck pretty decently too. Which was just a 4 Sarkhan 4 Niv Mizzet deck. Though, obviously the meta's changed and there's a million Carnage Tyrants so you can't play this deck anymore. But no, I've liked it so far. We've got played versus some real decks so far too. Like we got played versus Jeskai. We got paired versus, trying to remember what we got paired versus round 1. We got paired versus Boros Angels, but we got paired versus Jeskai and something. What were you playing? Might have been a mirror. It was a mirror. Okay. Genius. So we've got paired versus... oh, does that knock you out of queue to do that? That sucks. So we've got paired versus 3 real decks, and I played pretty poorly, but like the build's been performing. all the cards that were like different or questionable have done things too. Like the Entrancing Melodies already won me a game. The Chemist's Insight's been very good. The Sarkans have been very good. So like all of the cards that are, you know, not the quote unquote normal have been very good. In this obviously absurdly small sample size. Wonder how much testing you have to do to come up with, like, I want 2 voices, 2 radical ideas, 3 discoveries. Like, my brain doesn't work in a manner that I could figure out the numbers of, like, those cantrips. So we're trying to stop our opponent from getting his nice 4-1. It's a 20 land deck. We have a draw step plus an opt. Is this strong enough to keep? I kind of want to keep it. I'm going to talk myself out of it. But, like, I kind of want to. I wonder what the math needs to be before you're supposed to keep. Because I think we're, like, above 70% to hit a land here. So if we're above 70% to hit a land, we probably should, right? Because if you include Mulligan to 6 and Scrying, I believe like the 2 hands are within a couple of percent from each other. I actually think Electros are better later in the game than early in the game. Because an early Electro typically dies, whereas a late Electro, you can typically like throw 2 spells out when you play it. I think I'm going to keep this. I feel like getting our lands probably 70+%, probably mid-70s, and I think we're roughly in the mid-70s to get 2 lands if we mulligan as well, and this hand's very good, so. If the hand was bad, maybe I would throw it away, but I think the hand's very good. And if we could just hit that land too, right? Like, we could just hit an untapped land and be able to play the Electro on 2 or whatever. White Weenie's one of our hard matches, and we only have 2 Fiery Cannonades in this sideboard, so. I guess I'm supposed to just kill one of these. I don't think I'm killing the vampire, though. I don't think I care about him gaining life. I think we'll either win by a lot, or we won't win. And if we ever hit our lands, we can like try to block the next one. I don't like keeping for science. Like, I was trying to do the math. I think the math said to keep. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the math doesn't say to keep there, but I think it did. I hate you, Convoke. Ooh. It's kind of a weird splash. Do they have enough planes for that? Oh, they had double Conclave. How savage. Yeah, you're the one that gives me the biggest chance of getting a land. Guess I'll put you in the graveyard. I didn't know this was a played card. Like, I would be surprised if you're not playing Benalish Marshal. And I would be surprised if you have enough sources to play this. We're just going to get wrecked. We have literally nothing going on. Our removal spells aren't even good here because they just replace whatever we get rid of. Basically looking for an Arclight. And we didn't get to the Arclight, so that's pretty wrecked. I guess I can't even do that, can I? Shouldn't have played this land. Alright, well, we're dead. I think we can pick our cards up. Yep. Can pick our cards up. We're probably going to want anything that can deal damage, even though we don't really have time. Do I bring this in just in case he has a Danto? That's another probably. Probably don't want these. I think I'm actually going to just bring these Niv Mizzets in. That's right. Sideboard in million mana spells. Guess I want this too. I'm pretty confident this isn't very good. I'm just trying things though, because I actually don't know how to win this match. I think this match is horrendous. I didn't beat it even when I had 4 conclaves or cannonades in the sideboard. I don't want to bring in Sarkhan because we certainly can't protect Sarkhan. Like, there's a chance if we play Sarkhan on 3, he's literally untapping and just killing it. I think I have to Lava Coil anything he plays. If I'm Lava Coiling something, that one's not a bad one. So he's actually just a red-white deck then. He's not White Weenie. Instigator makes a lot more sense then. Rip. We don't have the lands. I think it's weak versus all of the aggro decks and Boros Angels. Like, I think it's weak versus red deck wins, White Weenie, Mono Blue aggro, Boros Angels. Right on time. Alright. And we're not hitting our lands, so at least this is a good time not to hit our lands. In a game that we're not winning no matter what. I actually think we're far enough behind that we could literally concede here. Yes, every card in his hand could technically be a land. We can beat that. Barely. I don't think he would just play this to be playing it. If he's playing it, I assume he has another one. Yeah, well, we got browned. They got the 4-1. So I don't know basic mountain. I wonder if their decks just has the 8 and is greedy or just didn't draw one. Yeah, so now we're playing for the 4-1 or we're just going to enjoy our pity chest. One of the two. Yeah, I can't imagine that they can't either. I was just wondering. Because wasn't there one from the MOCS that had like a real greedy Bantam base? Or am I wrong about that? Let's go look it up. I think there was one from the MOCS that was just like super greedy. No, it's not that one. Oh, I bet this is what they're playing. This is probably just what they were playing. Was this their opponent's name? No, it wasn't. I bet they're playing this list with the 4 mountains. This list looks pretty cool. I might stream it tomorrow. Actually, I like this list a lot. Don't know how much I love Snubhorn, but I bet they're playing that list. I think there was a greedy list at the Almost CS, but matches started, I'm going to stop looking. Awkward lands, but a powerful hand. Opponent's 2-1, trying to lock up the pity chest. I feel like almost every deck that leads on Basic Mountain is Dimir at this point. Well, sorry, Basic Mountain and not a turn 1 play. Seems like they're all just Dimir at this point. We put them all in the bottom. Want want. How greedy am I? I'm pretty greedy. There's 3 looks to find a land. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. I probably lose now. I probably get far enough behind that I can't come back now. I think if we missed a land drop, we probably lose too, though. The best deck to play? Probably the most consistent deck's probably just still a boring answer of humans. I don't know what the best deck to play is, though. It's gotta be some unfair deck at this point. I have another maximized velocity, so I don't think we can win this game. I think there's a good chance that we're basically just completely dead. Play this one, that way we can hold up shock, but I'd actually be surprised if they don't have a lava coil at this point. They don't have another spell. We have enough to survive. That's a spell. Alright, deck. Draw lands. Thank you. Hmm. So I kind of like these in the match. Definitely like this. I definitely like this. Think I like this. Actually think I like these as well. Don't know about these, but they're cards I would consider. I definitely don't want the shocks. I think I'd rather have trampled and first strike. I think I'm going to cut at least one of these. I don't think I ever really want to. Kind of want to dump the radical ideas. I think Spirits has more power per se, but I think it's less consistent. Like, the matches that Spirits are good in, I think they're better. Does that make sense? I don't know if what I'm saying is right. Like, I think there's more matches that Spirits lose to, but I think it might beat the better top end of the metagame, though the metagame spread out. It's clearly a good deck. I think the biggest problem with Spirits is I don't think there's a consensus build that's like just out there yet. Maybe the list that won the last Grand Prix, but Spirits didn't do very good other than the guy who won, did they? Venom, that assumption is how I feel when I play the format. Just assume I hate Modern and tell me how to win, please. Alright, this hand's decent. I do like humans, though. I would be playing an unfair deck, though, if the Grand Prix was tomorrow. Or if I was playing an event tomorrow. Casey has a good deck. It's one of those decks that people really... Ooh, that's spicy. I'm in for spice. I'm always in for spice. I guess I'm just going to keep these and roll them out over the next couple of turns. I think I would Spell Pierce anything he plays here. I like the idea of this field. It's kind of cool. Wonder if it's better than Firemind's Insight. That's unfortunate. Wouldn't mind to draw a removal spell. We're currently being less efficient mana-wise than our opponent, and that's a problem. Edwin loves his Enigma boys. Spell Pierce and a Dive Down now. So we can at least probably keep this thing alive, but our life total is already suffering. Man, Ponzo would never be on my short list in a million years. Unfortunately, still can't block this turn. Just have to take another 5 and then try to figure out how I'm going to win. For right now, I have no idea how I'm going to win. Can we steal a game with maximized velocity on a Niv Mizzet? Probably not. Tap my mana really bad here too, it looks like. Saved. I guess we're just going to attack for 7. I guess I'm just not going to attack. I'm too far behind. Yeah, well, first strike's a thing. We're down to 7. We actually have to draw an answer to this electrostatic field ASAP. Ooh, Spell Pierce gonna get us. Thank God they didn't use the trample one. Can't beat any of this stuff. So the max amount of spells we can even cast is 2? Well, that's no bueno. Alright, I guess we're trying to block. We just kill this. Which means I probably should have played the Steam Vent. I was thinking that I had to kill this, and maybe I do have to kill that. Well, there's no velocity yet. GG. Oh, we got wrecked. At least we didn't have an out. Nothing I did won. I don't think. Nigma Drake's really good in this match. You just get underneath your opponent. We only drew one of our 5 removal spells too. They drew 2 of theirs. That was a big difference. I brought in like Disdainful Stroke and stuff. Maybe I'm just not supposed to try to go bigger. I don't know what we would have that would change that. Matt was actually playing this version earlier. And I really, really wanted to try the sideboard plan out. It was the main reason I'm playing this build. Like, I've been against the 20 land builds because I always want to sideboard out Furies and Crash Shrews anytime that I'm going to the Niv Mizzet style of the deck. And I'm thinking that the Sarkans in the sideboard might fix that. So like, I just specifically wanted to try it. It was actually pretty good too. So we went 1-1 versus Mirrors. We beat a Jeskai control deck. We beat Boros Angels deck, and we lost to a White Weenie deck. Like, that's 4 matches out of 5 that I'd prefer not to play versus with Drakes. So does that just mean Drakes isn't good right now? I'm still not sure why we're not seeing Blink in these decks. Especially the builds of Electromancer. Blink just seems extremely good with the builds of Electromancer. But anyway, it was a pretty fun stream. I played like trash. I definitely don't think this is a just for fun deck. I think this is among the top decks of the metagame. I just don't know what 75 or like what 65, say the other 10 cards change based on, you know, week to week what you're going to get played versus. Like, I don't even know the 60 or 65 cards that really should be guaranteed. Like, I know you want 4 Arclights. I know you want 4 Charter Courses. I know you want 4 Ops. But that's about as far as I know. I know you want some number of Lava Coils, some number of Shocks. Probably some number of Enigma Drakes and Boats. Like, I don't even know if you want Discovery. I don't know if you want Electromancer. Don't know if you want Shock. Like, I really just... You can build this deck 100 different ways. Will it hold its value? Probably not. It's $23 right now, and... let's see. Redemption codes come out on the 7th, I think. So that means next Monday, the people will be starting to get their sets. And generally somewhere in... And there's the Pro Tour next week. But generally, about between 1 and 2.5 weeks after Redemption starts shipping. So, well, sorry, after Redemption start arriving. So, like, generally somewhere around the 28th, cards will probably start going down. Now, obviously, there's a Pro Tour this weekend, and if like 4 Drake decks top 8 or something, it's not going to go down. But just assume a normal amount of decks, and like there's no overwhelming favorite of a deck, like cards will start going down, you know, somewhere between the 21st and the 28th probably. Or that's typically how it trends. Now, obviously, like I said, things can buck the trend, you know, like spiking events and things like that. Currently speaking, if you just add up the cards that are 10 cents and higher on TCG low, 10 cents and higher, guild sets are about $228 USD. It costs about $93 to buy a set plus the $25 fee. So you make, if you're buying them to sell, there's about a $50 window per set. If you're buying them to keep, they're obviously, I mean, I don't know who wants to buy a playset of standard cards, but mathematically speaking, like, it's a pretty good price if you're buying them to keep. And if you're buying them to sell, and you sell them quick, I mean, obviously after Redemption comes out, prices start falling. But if like you sell them that first week, it's about $40 to $50 a set. Currently speaking, like I checked before we logged on today, actually. Considering I make a lot of my money by buying sets and just selling them on eBay and TCG Player. So I'll probably be ordering more. I've only got 4 ordered right now, and that's just for personal use. But, well, I guess technically I don't have any ordered. You can't buy the Redemption. I have 4 sets sitting on my account. Yeah, I'm one of the strange ones too. I'm a collector as much as... I'm probably more of a collector than a player. Just like having 4 of every Magic card, so I always order 4 sets for personal use that I set aside. I generally play with about 1% of those cards. But they sit here neat in these little boxes organized. I've only been doing that since about Pharaohs. Oh, apparently Boiling Hades followed me today. Thank you, Boiling Hades. I know it was 20 minutes ago, and you're probably still not here since I'm just rambling. But thank you. Oh, anyway, I'm going to find somebody to host. Nobody wants to listen to me talk. But as currently speaking, I do think they're worth buying. Autumn Lily's playing, but unfortunately she's drafting, and I don't dig drafting. Hoogland's playing Modern. And Jim Davis is playing Modern. Alright, well, the 3 people that I follow that are online are not playing Standard, so we'll just host Autumn Lily. But anyway, take care, everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by. Highly appreciate it, as always. I'll be posting probably after I make breakfast a 1,000-Year Storm deck to my YouTube for anybody who cares. The 1,000-Year Storm deck's kind of humorous because we kind of cyborged into a really bad version of this deck. And it sadly wins. It's like not terrible. I guess it's certainly not tier 1, but it's not terrible. Anyway, I'm done babbling. Later all.